Hello, beautiful souls. I am so grateful you are here today. My name is Marcia, and this is Divine Truth. Today we're going to talk about something that most of us struggle with on our spiritual journey. It's those moments of darkness. We've all been there, right? We all have asked ourselves, why me? Why is this happening? But instead of fighting those dark moments, I want to offer a different perspective. That is to embrace the darkness and to learn from it. Let's start with something we all know, but we often forget. You cannot have light without the darkness. The two are inseparable. They are two sides of the same coin. If we only sought out the light, we would never fully understand or appreciate it. The darkness is here to teach us. It's here to challenge us so that we can grow. Think of the moon. The moon has phases, from the full moon shining its brightest to the new moon, which is hidden. But is the moon any less whole when it's in the darkness? No. And the same applies to us. Even in our darkest moments, we are still whole. We are still learning, and we are still growing. Often, when life throws challenges at us, we want to resist. That's absolutely natural. We want to push them away. We want to fight the darkness. Again, we start with those thoughts, why me? Why now? Why is this happening? But I encourage you to stop, take a breath, and embrace it. These moments are your greatest teachers. They're not here to break you. They're here to guide you, to help you see the light in a new way. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from it? How can this experience make me stronger or wiser or more loving? When we shift our mindset from victimhood to empowerment, we stop resisting and start evolving. And this is where real spiritual growth happens. Again, we live in a world of duality, light and dark, joy and sorrow, ease and challenge. These contrasts are essential for our soul's evolution. Think of it like this. If life were all light and joy, how would we ever grow? Right? How would we know what we're truly, truly capable of? It's in the darkness that we discover our strength. When we embrace the dark instead of fighting it, we allow ourselves to move through it with grace. We start to see that the dark isn't something to fear. It's something to learn from, and it's a necessary part of our journey. I'd like to share my personal story with you about my own journey into the darkness. 4 years ago, my life changed forever when I lost my youngest daughter in a violent and unexpected way. The grief that followed was overwhelming, and I found myself in a place darker than I could have ever imagined. Not only was I mourning her loss, but witnessing the pain that it caused my husband and my older daughter was almost unbearable. In those early days, the weight of the grief was crushing, and I kept asking myself, why? Why did this happen? But deep down, I've always believed that everything happens for a reason. Even though the reason sometimes isn't clear. So as I sat in that darkness, I began to search for the lesson. What was my daughter's death meant to teach me? What could I possibly learn from such a devastating loss? It wasn't easy, and it did not happen overnight. But slowly, I started to shift my mindset. I realized that her death was a wake-up call. one that forced me to reevaluate my life and my priorities. I was always busy. I was working, I was volunteering, I was saying yes to everything. I was filling my time, keeping myself occupied with activities and commitments, but somewhere along the way, I lost sight of what truly mattered. And it was my family, my faith, and my own well-being. My children had all grown up and had families of their own. And like so many of us, I felt like I needed to stay productive, as if my worth were tied to how busy I was. But deep down, I wasn't doing the things that nourished my soul. I was spreading myself thin. I was filling up my calendar, but I was leaving my heart empty. It took this tragic loss to make me realize that I had been neglecting the most important parts of me. There were moments when I resisted, asking over and over again, why me? But when I finally surrendered and accepted that this darkness had something to teach me, then everything began to shift. The lesson was always there. I just had to be willing to open my heart and receive it. Now, I know my story may seem extreme, and I sincerely hope none of you ever experienced the loss of a child. But the truth is, we face moments of darkness. For some, it might be losing a job when you're the only breadwinner. For others, it could be something seemingly small but extremely stressful, like having a flat tire on the side of the road. Maybe you're dealing with a personal injury or an illness. Whatever it is, these moments of darkness are a part of life. They come to us not to break us, but to challenge us, to make us grow, and ultimately to make us stronger. When we accept that both light and dark are part of our experience, we stop seeing the dark as the enemy. We see it as part of the balance, part of the cycle. This doesn't mean that we're inviting negativity into our lives, but we're no longer resisting what is naturally occurring. Remember, the night always turns into day, and the day always turns into night. It's a cycle of renewal, growth, and transformation. The dark is where the seeds grow. It's where the transformation begins. So the next time you find yourself in a dark moment, don't fight it. Don't push it away. Instead, embrace it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from it? Because on the other side of that darkness is always the light. And you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected to your true self. Thank you for joining me today. I am so grateful you're here. Remember, you're not alone in your journey. There is light, even in the dark. So until next time, may love, light, and many blessings come your way.